I call this meeting to order, regular meeting of City Commission, Rio Grande City. It's Wednesday, September 26, 2018, approximately 6:04 p.m. here in Commission Chambers, 5332 East US Highway 83, Suite A, Rio Grande City, Texas. At this time, we'll have the invocation by Commissioner Jones, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Ramirez.
All right. Thank you, Lord, for having us here today. I ask you to guide us in making the best decisions for the residents of Rio Grande City. I ask you to bless those to protect us from hard way. I bless all those that are present here with us and guide us in making the best decisions for the residents of Rio Grande City. And all this I ask, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor to the flag, pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one community.
Next, business and orders, item 1B, roll call and finding of quorum. Ms. Peña?
Mayor Villarreal,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Garza, Mayor Pro Tem Garza is absent, Commissioner Flores,
Here.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Here.
Commissioner Jones,
Here.
you have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you. Next, business and orders, item 1C, public forum. Letter A, we have Dr. Robert Margo to address the commission regarding Lopez Ready Mix. Dr. Margo?
Mayor, do you want to limit it to a time frame?
Well, hello, members of the commission. How are you all?
Good evening. Hello, Dr. Margo.
We hate to be bothering you all the time, but I was here 2 years ago, for some of you that weren't here. It was the same complaint on the Lopez Ready Mix, on the noise and air pollution. And I brought in then a petition signed by over 60 residents of my neighbors there. We're all citizens of Rio Grande. Anyhow, needless to say, we are tired of being waken up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning. And I have complained, and they come in, Tadeo calls them every morning, and they come in and give them a citation. And anyhow, why aren't the citations being taken care of? Why aren't they, is breaking a code, a rule of the city? And our question is, why do they get a citation? Or if I was driving while intoxicated or driving under the influence or whatever, would the officers let me go? The city policeman would let me go and continue driving? No. Why do they let these individuals continue working at 4 o'clock in the morning after they get cited? Are they paying what the ordinance that you all have on the noise and air pollution, that they're charging up to $500 a citation? What, can you imagine that the city must be in very good financial condition, because that's a lot of money coming in daily, practically. So that's our question. Why do they continue? And has anything been done about the situation? Because it is causing a health and mental problem, really, to many members of the neighborhood there. It's a loud noise, a lot of banging, a lot of that beep, 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 when they go back up every truck. So, I don't know. We're tired. We're very tired of all that. Why do they continue? Why aren't they stopped when they're at, and don't stop? There's, according to the ordinance that you all have on the air and noise pollution, before 7 o'clock in the morning, you cannot be making any noise like that in a neighborhood. And before and after 6 o'clock in the evening. It is a noise ordinance, Article 9.1, signed in September by Basilio Villarreal, 1995. And that is the big question. Aren't they supposed to be stopped from at least making that noise and that racket? Mr. Perez, you were telling me about an injunction going to be taking place. Is that the case?
Right now, we're proceeding based on legal counsel recommendation.
Well, what do I go back? I'm representing 60 residents. What do I go back and tell them on the situation that we have right now?
Dr. Margo, with your permission, I can tell you as the attorney for the city that the last several months we've been in communication, myself, Mr. Perez, they have very diligently, and the commission and the mayor, we're working to try to resolve this matter. There is a matter that's coming down on the agenda later on that will be discussed, but I can tell you as a city attorney that it's been at least the last, I want to say 4 to 5 months that we've been communicating with counsel for that entity or that company, and I've advised actually this evening later on today I'm going to advise the council what their options are, but they are moving very diligently. I can guarantee you that. Mr. Perez has been on top of it the last couple of months, almost on a daily basis, communicating with me, and I've been communicating with their counsel. And I apologize, but sometimes our legal system is somewhat moves on wheels. But I can guarantee you, Dr. Margo, that they are very diligent in moving forward to try to resolve the issues.
Okay.
And it's been several months, like I said, but it is on the agenda for further down, and it will be discussed, and I will give them all their options, and I'm sure the commission and the mayor will take those options and make their decision. But I guarantee one thing, that they are moving on it.
Okay. The important thing is also that Lopez Ready Mix, they're very reputable people, owners, they're friends of mine, and they have an outstanding business now, and they have outgrown their business, that they don't fit in that 1 or 2 lots, I guess it is, I don't know what it is. And the trucks, they cannot even park anywhere there anymore. They don't fit in there. But anyhow, we appreciate that, and I'll report back to the rest of the residents there, neighbors, okay?
Is there anyone else along that would like to comment on this?
Tadeo?
No? Go ahead. Thank you, Dr. Margo.
My name is Yunus Guzman, and I just want to tell you, people, that I have lived there for the past 47 years, you know, and we've been putting up with this for a long, long time. And I have bothered you people, I've bothered Mr. Castillo a couple of times. They've been at my house. I have told them the problem and everything, you know. So I really hope that you people can consider doing something to help us out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
One question is the same question I had a while ago. Can you all look into enforcing the code enforcement?
we're looking at multiple options, Dr. Margo, and at this point, that's what we'll be discussing later this evening. But I can't say you, I'll take full responsibility for this. Certainly, it's been several decades that this issue has persisted. I agree with you. However, we are going to be moving forward in addressing it. And all I can say to you is that at this point, we are considering multiple options. But like I said, I'll be the first one to admit that it's something that it's taking some time, and it's something that we'll be moving forward to address. And said all I can tell you is that we are moving forward, and said It is simply unacceptable that we haven't moved on it a little bit faster on this. However, we do need to take into consideration multiple factors, and with that being said, we'll be conversing that later today and see what other options we have. But
Okay.
believe me, the commission is working on this, and we'll move forward on it. But thank you for your time.
We
though,
appreciate you taking your time listening to us, to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, business and orders, item 1D, have a proclamation, National Recovery Month. We have Ms. Sandra Garza, is she here? Sandra Garza? Rio Grande City proclamation, whereas mental and substance use disorders affect all communities nationwide, and whereas the impact of mental and substance use disorders is apparent in our local community, where in 2015 an estimated 4,600 individuals received treatment for substance abuse in South Texas. 760 of those were adolescents, and whereas by seeking help, people who experience mental and substance use disorders can embark on a new path toward improved health and overall wellness. And whereas National Recovery Month helps families and the public recognize the signs of mental and substance use disorders, which can lead more people to treatment programs, help them manage their condition, and achieve healthy lifestyles both physically and emotionally. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize National Recovery Month to acknowledge their 2018 theme, join the Voices for Recovery, invest in health, home, purpose, and community. Now therefore, I, Joel Villarreal, Mayor of Rio Grande City, do hereby proclaim September 2018 as National Recovery Month in Rio Grande City, and encourage those in need to seek treatment programs, and urge all employees and residents assist this effort to create better public awareness of mental and substance abuse disorders. This time, do we have anyone from SCANS or Ms. Garza? Next, business and orders, item 1E, proclamation, Suicide Awareness Month. Whereas September is known around the United States as National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month and is intended to help promote awareness surrounding each of the suicide prevention resources available to us in our community. And whereas according to the CDC, each year more than 41,000 people die by suicide, and whereas many of those people who died never received effective behavioral health services for many reasons, including difficulty of accessing services by healthcare providers, trained in best practices to reduce suicide risk, the stigma of using behavioral health treatment, and the stigma associated with losing a loved one to suicide. And whereas every member of our community should understand that throughout life struggles, we all need the occasional reminder that we are all silently fighting our own battles. And whereas we encourage all residents to take time to inquire as to the well-being of their family, friends, and neighbors over the next few days, and to genuinely convey their appreciation for their existence by any gesture they deem appropriate. A simple phone call, message, handshake, or hug can go a long way towards helping someone realize that suicide is not the answer. Now, therefore, I, Joel Villarreal, Mayor of Rio Grande City, do hereby proclaim September 2018 as National Suicide Prevention Month in Rio Grande City, and encourage all residents to support one another as partners to support our community and participate in programs and activities to support suicide prevention efforts. This time we have Mr. Garcia Erasmo. Garcia with Border Region Behavioral Health. Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Mayor, for having me here. It's my pleasure to be in this meeting and representing Puerto Region Behavioral Health. Like you said, September is suicide awareness. Why suicide happens, many factors, from mental health to family problems, substance abuse. A person loses his resources to continue coping. And like you said, it shouldn't be the final decision, suicide. There's many other things, like reaching out to a loved one, reaching out to a professional, family member, your priest, your pastor, anyone in the community. I want to make it known that we, Border Region, are here in Starr County, covering the 4 cities. And we provide crisis intervention for suicidal and non-suicidal crisis. We also provide services for children and adolescents, which is the CAPS program. In it, we have psychiatric services with medication. We also have skilled workers providing skills training. We also have counseling services. We have adult behavioral services as well, with psychiatric services, medication, counseling, and other case management. We also have services for people with intellectual disabilities. It incorporates case management and rehabilitation services, which help individuals better their function and living, like in personal coping skills, self-help skills. And we're here in 2751 Pharmacy Road. Our telephone number is 956-487-3748. Our crisis number also is 1-800-643-1102. Okay, we're on call 24/7. We don't stop. We're here to serve our community, and we want for people to come out, reach out to someone. Okay, and we're happy to help everyone here in our community. Thank you once again for having me here, and God bless all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia, and really thank you to all the mental health service providers who do a tremendous job in maintaining the health and wellness of our community and the work that you do. So again, Mr. Garcia, and to all staff at Border Region and other counselors that are also available for such purposes. Thank you for that, sir. And at this time, if we can come up to take a picture with the commission, please, and anyone else will stand. Hey, sir.
Happy baby.
Happy moment. Hey, don't be saying that.
Ano? Tatawagin mo. Se cambiaron de mesa. So, yes.
Next business in order, we have item 1F, departmental reports.
Mayor, Commissioner, we got several departmental reports. They're gonna be short considering the length of the agenda. So we'll start with Ms. Hernandez. I believe she's got some news of being recognized in one of her events. Or you're being submitted. And you're in the top 5 finalists.
So we're at the top 5 at this point.
At this point.
Good
Potentially
evening.
one. All
Good
right.
evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Just as Mr. Perez said, we are a finalist for the Texas Downtown Association's President's Award for the Best Promotional Event. This was a submission through our local Main Street office through Nancy. She submitted the nomination, and they reviewed over 111 applications for different categories, and they selected 5 finalists in the best promotional event on downtown. So we are competing at this time with some other cities. We will know November 7th at the annual conference. They are hosting a gala. At that moment in time, they will be announcing the winners. So pray for us.
Well, congratulations for being selected in the top 5, and then, of course, crossing our fingers that, but again, that shows the recognition, though, already that we're at that level competing with many municipalities across the state, actually all municipalities with, so, again, that's
There's
great
several
effort.
downtowns in Texas, and I believe this would be our first award with the Texas Downtown. So we're excited.
But we
and-
are nationally recognized.
We are nationally recognized, so it was only
That's
fitting
another
that
award.
now we would get all the rest of the awards, I mean. And also just a reminder, we're having National Night Out on Tuesday, October 2nd, so hopefully y'all can make it out there. And also our Fajita Cook-Off will be October 20th. Both of these events will be at the Basilio Villarreal Municipal Park in the evening. Any
What is it,
questions?
Pie and Officer, is that the?
Yes, and there's gonna be some new games this year. I met with Ana Ramirez and the chief of police today, and they're interested in mixing it up a bit with some new games. So hopefully y'all can be a part of that.
So we have Pie and Officer, potentially Pie as City Commissioner, is that?
Definitely,
potential?
yeah, we're working on the backdrop for that one.
All right, any volunteers?
Yeah, Beto, he'll take one for the team.
We'll have different heights, so.
Thank you, and again, so we have Night Out, and of course, the Fajita Cook-Off, October the 20th. Great events coming this October, and looking forward to all these events.
Yes.
And I'm sure that Mr. Perez is not gonna win the cook-off this year.
Oh,
Or maybe
I think there's a bet already.
He is nice.
Thank
And
you.
also, we're working on lighting up the Main Street area. So we already have the lights for that. It's just a matter of putting in every single bulb into 1,000 feet of light.
Fantastic.
Nice.
We're gonna light it up.
We're gonna light it up. And
Rio
not
Grande
only
City
light it
for the
up, we
holiday
have-
season.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Not only light it up, it'll have different colors for different months. So we'll continually have something nice and presentable in our downtown area, and people can be excited for.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Guerra, if you could give us an update on how we fared with the rain and the sandbags.
Good evening, Mayor.
Guerra, hello, sir.
Good to see you all. Just to add a little something to my report. We're still working on alleys. We're almost done with alleys throughout the city. We still have about 6 or 7 alleys to go to get it finished. And the drainage systems, we're also working on drainage. Okay. This past rains, we went good. I think we didn't have any complaints, not at least in my office. We didn't have nobody complaining. So I think it was good for that.
Definitely. Thank you for keeping the drainage up and running 100%, sir. That's made a tremendous difference with all the rains that we've received, and we haven't reported any major flooding.
Right, sir.
Which
Right, Mayor.
throughout the city, so, I mean, that's great, that we're at that level, and of course, thanks to your department for making that happen, sir.
Right.
Appreciate it.
And we gave also 2,080 sandbags. We gave them out this the last time. That, and also, Mayor, just, we've been trying to get to TxDOT, we've been talking to TxDOT about that lighted sign that we requested on Norris Street in 83. You know, they're, hopefully they'll get it done over in October.
Every time my neighbors see me, they ask me.
I know that, Mayor, you know.
I know it's hard to get out of there. They just seem.
Even Mr. Perez, you know, sent him a letter also. We sent him one back in November, so now another one. So we're still working on that, Mayor. So hopefully they can do something about those issues there.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
That's about it.
Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you,
Again,
sir.
thank you, sir.
You have Ms. Guillen? She's not in the area?
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. I would like
Hello, Ms.
to,
Ye.
I'd like to remind you that this Friday we are hosting our international neighbors with Ruta 54, and we have a program in place. I will share that with the Commission after this meeting. We're looking at about 200 plus guests at South Texas College, and we're really excited because we are anticipating that there will be some really good information shared with those in attendance. And if you know, we have been part of these discussions with our counterparts in Mexico about the promotion and obviously the goals and strategies for increasing the traffic on this corridor known as Ruta 54. So I think we'll have a very good turnout and an excellent report from the panelists that we see on the program. And we just remind you to please be present that day and encourage others that you feel will benefit from this information to join us at South Texas College Friday at 10 a.m.
Thank you.
We got Mr. Aguirre, or who else? Yes?
Good evening,
Good
Mayor,
evening.
Commissioner. I'm here to present 3 plaques of our 2 athletes for the summer track program. I'm gonna let Coach Ramirez do a little speech.
Mayor and Commissioners, thank you for having me here today. It's with great honor that I present 2 of our individuals that ran for the city of Rio Grande City summer track program. I'm going to start with this young gentleman who was nominated within the city and won the Boys Athlete of the Year for Rio Grande City. His name is Omar Carreño, he's sitting right here. Would you like to stand up, Omar? Okay, stand right here.
Wow.
Stand in front so everybody can see.
A lot of medals there.
right.
Fantastic.
So let's talk a little bit about Omar. Omar, he's a tremendous athlete from Rio Grande City who was ranked number 6 in the USA 8 and under division and competed in the 1500 meter dash and 800 meter dash at the AAU Junior Olympic Games in Iowa. Omar competed in countless meets throughout the summer where he was victorious at earning nearly probably first place in every event he ran this year. I can go down the list, guys. There is countless, like first place. I mean, you name it. I probably won't get finished tonight. In a nutshell, Omar has been with me for the last 3 years. I've been his head coach, and it gives me great honor that he's been succeeding at this level. I'd like to thank Mr. Ray Ramirez for also supporting the program as well. He's been there as well with his daughter as well alongside, training with us as well. But Omar has taken this running thing to the next level, folks. He is, when you talk about nationally ranked, it gives me great pride that we have somebody from Rio Grande City that is actually making great strides. I'm a head coach at the high school, and I always tell my boys, we always talk about, there's always this stigma associated with Rio Grande City that nothing ever comes good out of Rio, that blah, 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 et cetera, right? But there are good things that come out of Rio Grande City, and this is one of them right here, and hopefully one day, hopefully I live a long time that he gets to the high school, so that I can coach him at the high school level as well. in
So
saying.
what college is he gonna go to?
I don't know. I mean, I know Coach Mr. Ray Ramirez is throwing up the hook 'em horns, you know.
Harvard, people, Harvard.
If he goes at the pace he's at, he can probably get any pick he wants, you know. So Omar Carreño again gives me great honor that he is the boys athlete of the year in Rio, and we'd like to present him a plaque. Parents, come in.
Mújelo, que lo use.
Everybody's smiling. 1, 2, 3. Take one more. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, apenas llegó, right? Okay. Oh, and I'm sorry, folks, Omar would like to say a couple of words.
Absolutely.
Okay? All right, so stand, they're not gonna see you here, Miguel, so you gotta stand over here. Huh? Okay.
I would like to thank Coach Ramirez and Ray Ramirez for sponsoring me to go to the AAU Junior Olympics and Games Texas.
Okay, we're not quite done yet, okay? We also have the female athlete of the year to go with as well. Serena Nave Ramirez is in attendance right now. She just got here, okay? Stand up real quick, okay? Stand over here, Serena, okay? She's actually bigger than me. Serena is a 13-year-old student who attends Veterans Middle School. She competes in the 14 and under division in shot put and discus throwing events. This past 2018 at the Taft Summer Track and Field in Roma, Texas, she placed first in discus, where she threw 110, and she placed first in the shot put, where she threw 36 feet 9 inches. Due to the weather, she only participated in that practice meet. Okay, so I'm gonna go yada, 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 yada. Let's get to the really good part. Again, Serena, countless meets, first place in the discus, first place in the shot put. She's almost there at high school. Was it next year? Right? And we are thrilled to have her next year. I mean, we're already probably thinking freshman, probably let's go to state already, you know, and she is going to be a really gem to have. When she got to the state meet at the summer games this year, she placed second, right, and believe in both the discus and the shot put, and she threw 39 feet 9 inches in the shot and threw 104 in the discus. Again, Serena, again, I've had her for 3 years. I'm not her throwing coach, I'm her head coach. Her throwing coach this year was a guy by the name of Dylan McGuffin, and I think some of us know who he is. He's not present right now because he is at Texas A&M, Unfortunately, right? I know. I know. When we went to the summer games, we were in his backyard at A&M there, so I give him a hard time. All right. But Dylan did a magnificent job with Serena this year, pulling a little bit more out of her, and we're glad that we had him on as a volunteer assistant coach. So we're going to have him back next year if he wants to come back and continue this ride. Again, Serena was a joy to have, she was presented this year as the Female Athlete of the Year for Rio Grande City. On top of that, she was also nominated between, how many girls was that? 12 girls from Region 2, which encompasses from a little under San Antonio, Corpus, and the entire valley. She was nominated against 12 other girls, and she won the Region 2 Female Athlete of the Year. So it gives me great honor to give her an award as well as the Region 2 Female Athlete of the Year. And I think she deserves an applause, I think. Right? I don't know, Serena, would you like to say a couple of words or something? Thank you or something? Would you like to say that? Okay. Yeah, just say, yeah.
Thank you.
Let's proceed up front.
I got two.
Picture time. Parents, grandparents.
Okay, moving right along. Si no nos capamos. I think that's it, and hopefully, Mama always has something. All right, unless there's another department that had anything pressing. Norma, you okay? Yes? All right. Yes.
I forgot to mention, and of course, weather permitting, this Saturday, Affordable Homes of South Texas will be having a ribbon cutting just down the street here at Trophyplex. Obviously, we're very excited. This is a project of the city and the EDC together with Affordable Homes to make home ownership affordable for our residents, and they're really praying that the rain stays away, and we hope that's the case. But as of now, the event is still on for Saturday morning.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Mayor, before we continue, I'd just like to also thank Mr. Aguirre, you and your staff. Thank you all for outstanding job there with the summer track program and all the other programs in the summer. Y'all did a great job. I know we encountered a little difficulty there with the use of the Sanchez Stadium this year because of the turf there, but also thanks to Roma also for hosting us there. They did an excellent job, pretty much running the meet for us. And track and field is not an easy event or sport, but again, I can see that we have a lot of talent in this community. I'm very proud of our kids, and we have 50 plus, I believe, kids running summer track this year.
We have 71.
71 kids. So it's amazing how much we've grown in the last 2 or 3 years. And again, Coach Ramirez, I don't know if he already left, but again, it takes a lot of also their time. They put in the whole summer pretty much, starting from the last week of May to the end of July, and it's a nonstop. Every weekend there's a meet all day. So again, thank you all for your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's it.
Moving on to next business and orders, item 2, consent agenda, which is letter A, approval of departmental travel request, letter B, approval of minutes from previous meetings, letter C, approval of action taken at the meeting of the rgc-tv held on August 7, 2018 and September 4, 2018, and letter D, approval of action taken at the meeting of the Kelsey Bass Museum and Event Center Commission held on August 30th, 2018. We have at this time any...
Well, Mayor, there are no changes or concerns on the minutes. I move that we approve as presented. Items A through D.
A through D under consent agenda. Any further discussion? Okay, we have a motion to approve consent agenda, items A, B, C, and D by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Jones. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, business and orders, item 3, ordinances, letter A, second reading and approval of ordinance number 2018-6, City of Rio Grande City Municipal Budget for fiscal year 2018-2019.
Mayor and Commissioner, I'd just like to mention that for the municipal court, the numbers have not changed since the first reading, but I just wanted to point out we are adding one more staff clerk. The amount of tickets that they're processing when DPS moved to send all their local tickets or any tickets issued in the city are now going to them. There's stacks of them every week, and so their challenge has been trying to process them, and so we are adding in a clerk for that purpose to make sure they stay on top of that.
All right, fantastic. Okay, this time do we entertain a motion?
Mayor, I move that the City Commission adopt and approve the budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2018 and ending September 30th, 2019 as presented.
I second.
Record vote, Mayor.
Okay, it's a record vote.
Mayor Joel Villarreal,
In favor?
Mayor Pro Tem Garza. Mayor Pro Tem Garza is absent. Commissioner Flores,
4.
Commissioner Ramirez,
4.
Commissioner Jones.
4.
Motion passes, Mayor.
Thank you. Motion passes. Next, business and orders, item 3B, second reading and approval of ordinance number 2018-7, levying ad valorem taxes for maintenance and operations and for debt service of the municipal government of the city of Rio Grande City, Texas for tax year ending December 30, 2018. 3B.
Mayor and Commissioner, there are no changes from the first reading.
Okay, and at this time, there's a specific motion. Who would like to make that motion? 3B.
I move that the property tax rate be increased by adoption of a tax rate of 0.497579, which is effectively a 2.8% increase in the tax rate.
At this time, we have a record vote. We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Flores.
I'll second the motion.
We have a second by Commissioner Ramirez.
Mayor Joel Villarreal,
4.
Mayor Pro Tem Garza. Mayor Pro Tem Garza is absent. Commissioner Flores,
4.
Commissioner Ramirez,
4.
Commissioner Jones.
4.
Motion passes, Mayor.
So at this time, we have our budget. So
Budget, we have a tax rate.
we have a tax rate, we have a budget, everything's full operating order for next year.
Full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead at this time. October 1st is right around the corner.
Statements are already being prepared to be
Statements.
mailed out for the taxes.
Fantastic, and at this time, I want to thank all the departments and all the staff that have participated in this process. I know it's been a lengthy one, and typically with budgets, what happens, monies are available, but limited amounts, and we're having to stretch that dollar. However, it's a balanced budget. There's no deficit at this point, and just moving forward is something, again, congratulations for making that possible and moving forward and moving the Rio Grande City and to 2018, 2019. Thank you. Next, business and orders, item 3C, second reading and approval of ordinance number 2018-5, revising chapter 16, section 16207A, 1, by adopting a revised schedule for water-related rates.
Mayor Commissioners, this is the second reading. If you all remember the presentation, it is a plan where the rates is more specifically to the wholesale clients that we have. By the 5th year, they will no longer be subsidized. They will have, from here within 5 years, they'll have a 20 cents increase every year.
Any changes as per our previous discussions on this?
No, sir.
No, sir. We have a, does it require specific motion, no? No. Okay. We entertain the motion at this time.
Move to approve it.
Have a motion to approve item C
I'll second the motion.
by Commissioner Jones, second by Commissioner Ramirez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, business and orders, item 4, resolutions, letter A, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2018-19 to support and participate in the South Texas Development Council for the period of October 1st, 2018 to September 30th, 2019.
Mayor and Commissioner, this is just housekeeping. We're always a member of the South Texas Development Council.
Any further discussion? If not, entertain a motion at this time.
I so move.
Have a motion to approve by Commissioner Ramirez.
Second.
Have a second by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye opposed? Motion carries. Next, business and orders, item 5, city manager's report. Letter A, discussion and possible action to declare certain equipment as surplus. 5A.
Mayor, Commissioners, Fernando assures me he's got a backhoe that's beyond repair. Is that correct, Fernando?
Yes, sir. It'll be out of service now. Should he needs hydraulic pumps and other stuff to it, so it's gonna come out of space. Otherwise, we want anybody to do that.
And would we auction it off, or what would we do with it?
Yes, sir. It's gonna be out.
It can't be used for parts or anything, it's already too old for...
Ya lo que Dios dio.
Ya lo que Dios es. All right, just checking in, sir, just checking in.
Maybe a picture would help.
All right, your face is it all, Mr. Guerra. All right, thank you, sir, it's all I need. Thought I asked. All right, so this time, if there's no further discussion, do we entertain a motion?
So move.
Have a motion to approve item, what are we, 5A? For the surplus at this time, we have a motion by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Jones. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye opposed? Motion carries. Next, business and orders, item 6, contracts and agreements. We have letter A, discussion and possible action to approve the renewal of lease agreement with rgc-tv for premises at 406 East Main Street, Lopez Tijerina Complex. Letter B, discussion and possible action to approve lease agreement with Periódico Enlace for premises at 405 East Mirasoles Street, Suite A, Lopez Tijerina Complex. Letter C, discussion and possible action to approve lease agreement with Araceli Garcia for premises at 410 East Main Street, Suite A, Lopez Tijerina Complex. Letter D, discussion and possible action to approve lease agreement with Judas Valadez for premises at 408 East Main Street, Lopez Tijerina Complex.
Mayor, Commissioner, with the exception of A, B through D are all conceptually going into a business incubator lease approach. They would be renewed on a yearly basis up to a maximum of 5 years. These are all new businesses to the Rio Grande City area. The idea conceptually is to give them a break in the front end with utilities, and then on the second part of the year, which is the 7th month on, they will incur the utilities plus the rent. So initially, they're just paying rent, with the exception, of course, of Enlace. They, from the beginning, they will be paying utilities and rent, but all the others are a true incubator.
And of course, the idea is to bring in businesses to the...
Correct. We want to fill up Tijerina and keep it busy.
And as you mentioned, an incubator, start that process, make sure that, that individual businesses are
Correct.
able to flourish from that point on.
Correct.
This time, entertain a motion to approve items 6A through D. We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Ramirez.
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye opposed? Motion carries. Next up, business and orders, item 7, planning. Letter A, discussion and possible action on request for wine and beer retailers off-premise license by Melissa Andrade for property located at 800 East 2nd Street, Suite D. Letter B, discussion and possible action on request for wine and beer retailers off-premise license by Border Town Foods Number 4 for property located at 1308 North Flores Street. Letter C, discussion and possible action on setback variance request by Mauro Villarreal for property located at 100 King Street. Letter D, discussion and possible action on request by Melden and Hunt for final approval of the Ranchos de la Estrella subdivision. Letter E, discussion and possible action on request by Melden and Hunt for preliminary and final approval of the Stark County SNF subdivision. Letter F, discussion and possible action on parking and setback variance request by Alvaro Iglesias for the Guardian Commercial Subdivision. Letter G, discussion and possible action on request by Rio Delta Engineering for preliminary and final approval of the Guardian Commercial Subdivision. Letter H, discussion and possible action on request by Carlos Aguilar Engineering for preliminary and final approval of the Esteban Falcon Subdivision. Mr. Milan, no issues with any of these properties?
No, Mayor, as a matter of fact, all the items have been recommended for approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission, and actually it's 2 meetings here together.
Okay. All of them have been approved by planning and zoning, no issues whatsoever in any of
No, sir.
them. They
They're
all
all-
meet the requirements and so on.
Yes, they're all ready for your all's approval. With that being said, I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve items 7A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H by Commissioner Ramirez.
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next business and orders, item 8, executive session, chapter 551, Texas Government Code, section 551.071, consultation with attorney, section 551.074, personnel matters, section 551.087, economic development matters. Letter A, consultation with city attorney regarding cause number DC 15604, BFI Waste Services of Texas, LP Allied Waste Services of Rio Grande Valley versus City of Rio Grande City, Texas. Selected officials, their official capacity, section 551.071. Letter B, consultation with city attorney regarding legal issues with 600 Northwest Street, Rio Grande City, Texas, 551.071, Texas Government Code. Letter C, consultation with city attorney regarding status update and economic development agreement related to the St. Ives Development Project under Chapter 380 of the Texas Local Government Code, Section 551.071 and Section 551.087, Texas Government Code. And letter D, consultation with city attorney relating to personnel matters, Section 551.071 and Section 551.074, Texas Government Code. It is 6:57 p.m. It's 8:21 p.m. Item 9, convene into regular session in consideration of action on matters discussed during executive session, including the following. There's no action on letter A. Letter 9B, discussion and possible action regarding legal issues with 600 Northwest Street, Rio Grande City.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion authorizing city manager and city attorney to engage the property owners of 600 Northwest Street property in reference to compliance with all city ordinances.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Ramirez, a second by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next business and orders, item 9C, discussion and possible action regarding economic development agreement related to the St. Ives Development Project under Chapter 380 of the Texas Local Government Code. There's no action there. Moving on to item D, discussion and possible action regarding personnel matters. There's no action on item D. Moving on to item 10, Have a motion to adjourn. Have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Ramirez. Second by Commissioner Jones. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. It is 8:23 p.m.